As some of you already know, I like trains. I've liked them ever since I was a child. I like travelling on them, I like looking at them, and I like reading about them. But until a few years ago, not a lot of people knew that because it was something I liked to keep quiet. I would hide my copy of Modern Railways magazine underneath the Catholic Herald, and I tell people that my trips to Eastern Europe were to look at old churches. Why? Because I was worried what people would think about me. I was worried that my reputation as a cool, stylish, fashionable kind of guy that I am would lie in tatters if people knew that I like to read the European rail timetable with my breakfast every morning. The reason I'm telling you about my hidden train interest is because it's very similar when it comes to our faith. And so the question that I want to ask you today is, how many people know that you're Catholic? How many people know that you come to church? How many people know that you believe? Maybe everyone knows. Maybe you keep your faith very much on your sleeve. Or maybe on the other hand, just a few people know. Maybe just trusted friends and family members. Or maybe even it's something that you really do keep very well hidden. If that's true, there will likely be quite a few good reasons for that. It might be that you are worried what people will think of you. It might be that you're worried that your friends and colleagues who know you as a cool-headed and rational individual will somehow shift their opinion of you if they was to know that you were here kneeling down in the church. Or maybe it's because of the behaviour of other Christians, because of their fanaticism, their judgmentalism, or because of some of the recent sex abuse scandals. And that means that you just don't want to be tarred with the same brush. Or perhaps it's because that you feel that your doubts and your lack of knowledge and understanding of the faith mean that you don't feel best placed to be an ambassador for Christ. Or maybe you feel, as all of us feel, that you're not exactly much of a saint. If that is the case, then I don't blame you, because if I wasn't a priest, I would probably feel the same. Today's gospel, however, presents us with a bit of a challenge. In the gospel today, Jesus says that everything that is hidden will be made clear, that we're not to worry, and that we're not to disown him. Jesus reassures us that every hair on our head has been counted and that we're worth more than hundreds of sparrows. And so that if anyone declares themselves to him in the presence of others, they've got nothing to be afraid of. It's as if Jesus is saying to you and to me that we don't need to keep our faith hidden. On the one hand, we have everything to gain by being open and honest about who we are. And on the other hand, we have everything to lose by keeping things covered up. And that, of course, applies to a lot of things in life. And so the gospel is not telling us, at least not this week, that we have to go out and start converting people. The gospel is not challenging us to get into arguments with our family and friends about Catholic things when we don't need to. The gospel is not even saying that we have to festoon our houses with holy pictures and have those magnetic fish on the back of our cars. No, what the gospel is simply encouraging us to do is to be open and honest about who we are, about what we believe, and about the community to which we belong. Yes, that will inevitably bring further challenges, but as Jesus says in the gospel, we are not to be afraid.